welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you today?
It's been a bit of a hectic day. A lot of Swedish, a lot of talking to people, and looking forward to doing something different and doing this.
Yeah,
So
we're having a bit of an after-work vibe here.
I think I needed a cold water, to help me get through the evening. Yeah.
So what do you do for work?
I work as an architect here in Varberg. I work for Freidblad Architect there. I've been in Varberg for 3 years. Moved down from Stockholm. I was in Stockholm for 13 years working as an architect there as well. Come from the west coast of Ireland, County Mayo, and have studied in Scotland and then moved to New Zealand and been all around Hawaii and California and then back to Europe. And Sweden seemed like a good option. Met my missus in Budapest in 2005, and that was the end of it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
That was the whole story.
That's it. Over. Done. Yeah.
Well, does it get busy at work, or do you find time to?
No, my job is hectic. Absolutely. Full on. High tempo, a lot of need to get things right. You need to be creative. You need to be fresh, design. It needs to be environmentally friendly. You need to follow all the krav, as you would say in Swedish.
Yeah.
You need to check off all the rule books, and there's so many consultants involved as well. So there's a lot of people relying on you, and everything needs to be needs to be done right. So it's quite intense, which affects my surf life.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Do you have surf flicks at all?
I do unofficially when it's blowing proper and when the waves are good. There's a bit of balance there. As long as I get me hours done in the month,
okay,
it's okay. So I try and get out whenever it's big. If it's a mediocre day, probably might give it a miss during the middle of the week. But if it's big at the weekends or whatever, it's working, I'll get out there. Yeah.
We had kind of almost like an endless summer here in September. It was 30 degrees. And
it was insane. It was absolutely incredible, yeah.
Did you get to enjoy the bonus month, or were you locked up at work?
Well, I was saying, no, I got to enjoy it. I was saying at work, it was yesterday I was scraping ice off the windscreen of the car, and then 2 weeks ago I was in my board shorts surfing in Appleviken with the kids.
Right.
We were in the water for 2 hours, loving it, yeah.
I think last weekend I went surfing on Saturday and felt nice and warm. Yeah. And Sunday night that was probably my last session in the 4-3.
Yeah, as I said, I was out after you the last day. Yeah, I felt cold after that. I think that's why my chest is a bit wrastly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, there's only 2 seasons in Sweden, winter and summer. there's no fall or spring. It's all bullshit.
It was a really quick change. Yeah. It's been nice though. I mean, it's been quite a lot of surf, not like every other day, but some here and there.
I see the forecast off the west coast of Ireland at the moment, leftovers from that hurricane. It's hopefully we might get some leftovers next week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. From the one that hit the US East Coast.
Yeah, it's just kind of hovering in the middle of the Atlantic at the moment off the west coast of Ireland. And I saw on Wednesday it's going to be a period of 23 seconds on the west coast of Ireland. So had a quick look at the Ryanair flights, but there was nothing available. So, but I'll be home at Halloween, and hopefully I'll get something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you go back a lot?
Not as much as I used to. Used to get back a lot when the kids were small, when they used to sit in your lap. But now the boys are 6 and 9, so they take up an adult seat, and they cost a lot of money. So we get back when we can. My folks love Varberg, and they love the freedom of this town. So they come to visit a lot, and love just jumping on the bike and cycling down, having a swim and going for a beer, and yeah.
Cool.
So they're over a good bit, but I only get home once or twice a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But in the past it was every few months, yeah.
But you left for like a traveling lifestyle quite long time ago then?
No, I left Ireland in... when did I leave Ireland? 2003 I left Ireland and I went to study architecture in Scotland, in Dundee. So I was in Scotland for 6 years and took a year out in the middle of that. Went to New Zealand for a year. I have a lot of family from New Zealand. My mum's a Kiwi. So I've been back and forth there a lot and went in the past. So went over there after year 4 architecture, living in Christchurch on the beach, in Brighton Beach, surfing every day. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then back, did my 2 years masters and surfing in Scotland all the time. It was insane. Scotland is incredible. I was living on the east coast, so I was near Lunam Bay. I was out there a good bit. And
is that Thurso as well?
Thurso is way up north, so it's a good 4-hour drive. But we used to go up there when it was pumping. If there was really good swell and a good forecast, because it can be really fickle with the Atlantic, with the winds and everything. So
yeah.
You can have the swell, but when the winds are messing, you just you have to play it right.
But you're somewhat of an expert on that, coming from the
west coast of Ireland. The west coast of Ireland is it's pretty special. We have what do you have here? You have 130 kilometers between here and Denmark. We have 3,600 kilometers between the west coast of Ireland and New York.
Yeah, Kattegat is kind of a lake.
It's a lake, but it's insanely good. I can't believe it that it actually works that good when you get it. You just need to know the kind of topography and get kind of proper setups, and then it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, the west coast of Ireland is pretty fickle as well. It's there's waves every day. When it's good, can be hit and miss. But the beauty of Ireland is that there's so many wraparounds.
Yeah.
So it can be a 9-meter swell. Gale force winds, 20, 30 meters per second winds, but you'll always find a wraparound in a bay somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's where I grew up in County Mayo, and it's basically just full of bays and kind of mini fjords and all that. So there's always a wraparound somewhere.
Is that southwest?
No, basically go into Dublin, drive 4 hours west.
Okay.
Just straight line all the way west.
Yeah. I went like 5 years ago.
Yeah? Where'd you go?
I think it's called Sligo.
Sligo, you were up in Easky and Strandhill and those places. Yeah.
I have to say, like, probably top 5, if not top 3 surf trips ever.
Yeah.
Like, all things considered, waves, the people, the scenery.
Pubs.
Yeah, the beer.
Yeah.
It was so good. It's like people so friendly. The weather was good.
Yeah.
The waves were not mega big, but it was super fun.
Just nice, cruisy.
So good.
But a lot of punch in it. And
yeah. Do you think it's like underrated on the European surf scene?
No, Ireland is shit. Don't go there.
It mostly gets big wave attention, right?
It gets the big wave attention. Those guys are on another level.
Yeah.
I grew up with some of those guys at home. They've gone to insane levels. But yeah, that's where it's Mullaghmore and Aileen's and all those places. Yeah, that's what gets the big attention. But there's so much more to offer. It's not just all about Bundoran and Lahinch and all these places. Go explore. You'll find waves to yourself.
Yeah.
Part of the most perfect point breaks you'll ever surf to yourself. Yeah. A few locals.
That was the vibe I was getting. I mean, we were searching around. You know, when you're on a 4-5 day trip, you don't get that much time for searching.
You're pretty honest.
Yeah. But we went to some beach and it's not working. We even flew like drones to check it out, because it was so far to walk. And there's just some guy shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, how are you doing? This is not like the best place. Do you want to follow me?
Yeah.
Showed us to some. It was probably not a secret.
He felt sorry for you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So it's such a cool thing. I've never experienced that in Portugal or
there's
Australia
a really good vibe in the water, and the community at home is fantastic. And just hanging out in the car park, and everyone's always chatting and curious, and we're curious people. We always want to find out everyone's history in 2 minutes. So if you meet an Irish person and they're asking you too many questions, just go with it. We're not trying to be rude or anything, and Swedes can be quite private, and we all know that. But we're not there to scare you or be intimidating. We're just curious about you and just want to know.
Yeah. Huh? Have you adapted to the cold Swedish mentality now?
I've got used to it. I've kind of learned to just ignore people. Yeah.
But your wife's Swedish?
She's Swedish, She's from Västerås. But she's lived abroad a lot of her life as well, so she's kind of used to kind of traveling and But no, things are good.
Yeah. I think before we get deeper into the subject of this episode, I usually do like a test of your surf persona.
Okay.
It's I call it a wave selection.
Okay.
Super simple. You get 2 choices and you have to pick one. You ready?
Yep.
Left-hander or right-hander?
Right-hander. I'm a one-trick pony.
Front side or back side?
Front side.
Yeah. Beach breaks or point breaks?
Points.
You didn't even hear it.
No. Points all the way.
This one is probably maybe not relevant for the subject, but anyway, longboard or shortboard?
Depends. I'm a dad now, so it's kind of like longboard mostly, but when it's really, really good, when it's big, shortboard every day. Yeah.
That was another thing about Ireland I thought was cool. Like everyone had pretty funky boards.
Yeah.
It's like they had long, like not guns, but
just bonzers. Everyone's surfing bonzers at home and like really funky boards.
Bigger boards.
Yeah.
For the reefs at least.
Yeah, there's a lot of, full mixed bag. And when you go out, there's guys on, like it could be double overhead, point break, absolutely rifling down the reef. And there's a guy on a single fin, square tail longboard. And you're like, what the hell are you at? Like, and then there's guys on 5-10 fishes just flying down the line. And then there's the good guys on the short boards. And then there's the mediocre surfers like myself, just on all these random bonzers and kind of single fins and 6 to 7 foot, just easy going.
Yeah, it was not the typical shortboard aggressive.
No, they're not the kind of slashers like in Portugal and in France and stuff. Yeah,
maybe it's because of the way the waves are. I don't know.
Well, there's such a variety of waves, so I think you just need to be adaptable. Yeah.
The last quick one: dawn patrol or sunset session?
Sunset. I don't do mornings.
No, not at all.
Nah.
Just for work.
Yeah, I do it for work, but there's no point in doing a dawn patrol here because
the wind stays the same.
The wind's the same, and if the wind is on, there's waves, and there's no wind, there's no waves.
Yeah. I think it sits deep in some surfers that they need to hit it early.
Yeah.
Even though they're at onshore waves, you know.
Yeah, we don't have the same scenario. We don't have the continental winds like they do in the continent. No. And in Ireland, like for example, we don't have the offshores in the morning because it's wet and cold all the time. So the land isn't warm. You don't get those offshores.
No.
But you do get those offshores when there's a big low pressure just sitting off Ireland and the wind is just spinning. Yeah, it can be good.
Yeah. Okay, so a bit longer ones. Still the same rules. Surfboard but no fins, or swim fins but no board shorts. So surfing without finless or naked, basically.
Oh, jeez. I'm a Catholic Irish boy. I'd have to go finless.
Okay, yeah, it's probably more comfortable.
Yeah.
This one. Poorly poured pint of Guinness or stale and smelly Stor Stark.
Stale and smelly Stor Stark.
Really?
Oh, I can't go near Guinness in this country. Just forget about it.
Is it like an art? You can't drink it outside of Ireland.
It's more of you savor it more when you're home. So it's always a treat when you go home that you know you're going to get a proper pint of Guinness. You can just go down here and they give it to you in a wine glass, and they'll charge you 120 kroner for it. Whereas you can go home and get one for €5, perfectly poured by an old barman, and he'll chat to you all night. Yeah.
I was gonna pick up. They had 4 packs of 3.5 Guinness.
Yeah.
But I didn't like. I thought that was gonna be an insult to you.
No, geez, I'll happily drink it, but I have a few cold waters here, so it's okay.
Yeah. Can you drink it out of a can, or is that like?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I love Guinness every so often, just to give me that little spark of home.
Yeah. I've seen it's been a viral trend. You have to hit the first sip down to the middle of the G.
Split the G. Yeah. That's just. Bullshit. Yeah, just enjoy it. Just do whatever you want to do. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so a last choice. Early Irish exit when there are waves in the morning, or late night and extra shots. Don't be weird and boring.
I'm definitely for the first one in the morning. I can't stay out late anymore. I'm dead.
Do they even call it an Irish exit in Ireland? Have you heard about the expression?
It's like a Houdini, is it? Kind of just disappearing. Yeah. I've done that a few times. Yeah. I'm. They used to call me the homing pigeon back in the day. I just disappear during the middle of the night.
Where is he?
Yeah. I know I've hit the line and I just disappear and go home. Homing beacon kicks in and go home.
Okay.
Yep.
But do you find it easy to prioritize waves when there's like not as regular? when you're in here in Sweden?
Yeah, well, since I moved down here, it's been really easy because when I was living in Stockholm, it was like a Tora mission, which was like always it's like a 6-hour mission, gone for the day.
Yeah.
Baby's at home, Mrs. not happy. It's kind of okay. Or having to take a whole day off work or something like that. Whereas here, I can just drop the kids to school and go for a quick mission, go to work, get my work done. Even in the evenings, as waves, just say, hey, listen, I'm going for a surf. That's my training. That's what I do. I swim and surf. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you get more days since you moved here?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Get 10 times more days. Yeah.
But you started surfing in Sweden, in Stockholm?
No, I've been surfing all my life in Ireland.
I mean, over here was Stockholm.
Oh, Stockholm, Stockholm south and the Tora and a little bit north of Stockholm as well, the odd time.
But you learned back home?
Yeah, no, I grew up on the west coast of Ireland, and then my mum and her family moved back from New Zealand in the 70s, so they settled in Ballybunion down in the southwest coast of Ireland, in a little beach town. So my grandparents had a house on the beach, basically, minute walk from the beach, and got to know the local lads next door and all the local surfers. And I was 10, hanging out on the beach and skating and just messing around on the beach. And then we're all spongers, we're all bodyboarding. And a lovely wave that just breaks off the cliff there, little A-frame, fantastic, fun wave. So learned to surf there, and then after that, was back up in Mayo, and then, annoying my father to bring me for a surf and get me to the beach, and he was a busy man, but I used to get out. And then I was lifeguard for 9 years at home.
Oh, okay.
So I was lifeguard on the main beaches, the main surf beaches at home.
Is that a big summer holiday town? Or
there's a place called Achill Island, and there's another place called Carnisky Beach. So they're the two main surf beaches in Mayo. They're kind of Applevikens of where I grew up.
Is this close to the Eileen's Lange area?
No, that's down in County Clare. So
okay,
you're
so up north.
This is, so you basically have Kerry in the southwest, you have Limerick, Clare, and then you have Galway, Connemara, people know, and then you have County Mayo, and then you have Sligo and Donegal. That's kind of the west coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I did 9 summers lifeguarding, and absolutely loved it. And it was pretty hectic. Things got out of hand every so often.
Really?
And you were basically herding sheep. That was our job, because the rips were so bad, and the equipment we had was so bad, and the knowledge was so bad. But a lot of us were kind of, I came from a competitive swimmer background, so I used to be a competitive swimmer back in the day.
Okay.
And I was one of those people training all the time, after school every day, and
swimming laps or like ocean swimming?
No, swimming in a swimming pool, like doing racings at the weekend and galas and all that stuff. Did that from I was 11 until I was 18 or something, just every day swimming. So then I started lifeguarding, and I had the swimming background, the surfing background, so I was a bit more clued into the surf.
Yeah.
A lot of the other lifeguards were just pure swimmers, and they hadn't a clue about the sea, but they were just kind of, they were good people to have. But no, things were pretty hectic, because when I started lifeguarding, it was 2001, and basically, there'd be 20 people in the water on a busy day. Next year there was 50 people. The next year there was 100 people. The next year there was 200. And then there was 3 or 4 surf schools on the beach all of a sudden, so there could be 400 people in the water. So things just exploded, and the knowledge of people, and they underestimated the power of the Atlantic Ocean, and how quickly things can change, because we have the tides in Ireland as well. We don't really have tides here. So you can have a 4 to 6 meter tide every day. Yeah. And then you have the swell and the wind and everything behind it. There's so many variables, and there can be kind of reefs in the middle of the beach, and there can be rips forming everywhere. It's not like a pure sand beach. No. It's just rips just appearing out of nowhere. So yeah, we were on the ball there, and pulling people out every day, and hundreds of rescues. So that was my kind of...
Did you have those prone paddle boards?
We had these pigs, these kind of... Well, we had these swelly boards at the start, or we used to call them Barbie boards, which is like there was a company in Cornwall that had these kind of blue and yellow foam boards with these kind of pink straps down the side. Okay. They were incredible to surf. They were really good fun. Yeah. But they weren't that effective kind of for getting people. And then we had these big pig kind of, as you would see in Bondi Rescue and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We had those big kind of.
Is it a big lifeguard culture in Ireland like it is in Australia?
No, absolutely not. It has become now. There's life-saving championships, and I was involved in that stuff. And
with the hats, the red and yellow hats.
I don't think we had the funding for the hats, but we definitely had the boards and stuff. And we were pretty good. Yeah. A few of the guys went off to compete in Europe and won medals and stuff. So. Okay. No, it was really good fun living in the summer, living in a caravan on the beach with my buddies, my surf buddies, and lifeguarding and just having the crack and being on the ball and surfing all day and swimming all day and body surfing all day. And we were out in the water all the time, 6-7 hours a day. So this is
like after high school, kind of?
This is after high school, yeah. I started lifeguarding when I was 17. Yeah. Best summers ever.
Cool.
Yeah, really good fun.
And then come September, October, everyone goes back and you can start surfing again.
Yeah, the season was basically the bank holiday in May, and then we kind of started when the kids stopped school, and then up until September, and then we were finished. So.
But is surfing a big part of everyday life? Or is it more like rugby, football, drinking?
For me or in general?
No, in general. I mean... When I went there, I mean, I've been there 5 days, but it felt like kind of underground still, surfing.
Surfing was underground back in the day, but it's kind of like you go into work now and it's like, where were you? And I went for a surf, and they're like, okay, fair enough. It's like as if you just went to the gym or something. Yeah. So...
but there's a lot of the surf schools and surf shops everywhere.
In Ireland?
On the coast, yeah.
Oh, it's gone nuts, and... every single beach has a sauna now and a little surf school.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
and a lot of tourists?
Yeah, they came up with a great kind of tourist infrastructure there a good few years ago that I was involved in, called the Wild Atlantic Way. So basically they just did this tourist route from the top of Ireland, hugging the coastline all the way along. So it's 2,600 kilometres. And they basically tried to get tourists out of Dublin, and then basically when tourists go to the west coast of Ireland, they go to the Cliffs of Moher, they go to Galway and then go home. But they want kind of people to kind of stay around the west coast. So basically what you're having is this huge influx of random tourists now ending up in these little tiny places in Ireland, like just like out in Lofoten style kind of places.
Oh, okay.
So you have all those people coming to surf and getting in trouble and enjoying the culture and life, and it's really good.
Yeah, I for sure want to go back someday.
Yeah, I'll let you know where to go next time.
Yeah. It's always good to have a few places to check out.
Yeah.
It's because we were like just randomly, we were hitting the main spots, I guess.
It's a hard place to hit just on a 4 or 5 day trip. You really need to give yourself a few weeks because it's so fickle and you never know.
I think we were kind of lucky because it wasn't blown out at all.
Yeah, September, October, kind of. You need to get there in hurricane season, US. That's basically what you're looking out for.
Oh, yeah, I never made that connection. But
because if you look at the form of Florida and then the east coast of the USA and Newfoundland, and then the Gulf Stream as well, so any kind of hurricanes that happen in the Caribbean kind of spin off up over the east coast of the USA, and it's just basically a perfect curve to Ireland. And then basically it jumps on the Gulf Stream and then bangs Ireland.
Oh, wow, yeah. It picks up most swell in Europe, I guess.
It's... it's not like you, like in Portugal and then down to Morocco, you get those clean kind of swells because everything is just beating Ireland. So you're getting kind of the spin-offs of those clean swells that are hitting Ireland down in all France, Spain, Portugal. Whereas everything is kind of hitting Ireland direct, or Iceland, and that's just the way the oceanography works.
Yeah.
So to get those kind of really clean days, you need to be kind of lucky. But you're going to get waves. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It can get super heavy too, but
it can. Well, it's up to you to choose where you want to go to. You can go out in a slab and get decapitated, or you can just chill out in a nice beachy and just get barreled as well and just chill out and have fun with your friends. And dolphins might turn up, or a basking shark, or whatever.
I remember the first beach we went to. I'm not going to even try to pronounce the name, but it was like parking all over the beach. Yeah, it was so sick, and it was waves everywhere.
And it wasn't up in Sligo, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, Strand Hill. Yeah.
No, we were based in Strand Hill, but this was up north.
Up
like
north,
half an hour.
Bundoran or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we went past Bundoran. Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Fundoran, yeah.
But Bundoran felt a bit, I don't know, it was not inviting to paddle out on the peak.
It's, there's a lot of good surfers up there. And that's kind of where as you would say, kind of the home of surfing in Ireland. It's kind of Rosnowla and Bundoran.
Yeah.
So there's a hardcore crew up there. Those guys are good. Yeah.
Yeah, you could feel it and you can see it. Like it was far out to see as well.
Yeah, the peak is a good bit. It's a good old trek out there. But all you got to do is drive 15 minutes south of there, and well, yeah, good luck.
Yeah,
you'll have fun. Yeah.
Has surfing always been a big part of your life, and like everywhere you've been living?
Absolutely, it controls kind of all the choices. Yeah. No, I love it. It just gives me that freedom, and I was never really a team sport guy.
No.
I used to play a lot of water polo in university. That was good fun, but I was never into rugby or soccer or any of this stuff. And I was a swimmer, which is an individual sport. Surfing is an individual sport as well. So no, I really like that aspect of just having you need to clear the head a bit. You can just go into the sea, and all you're concentrating in, like you're just trying to. I wouldn't say here you're trying to survive, but you're out there. You're just trying to catch the waves and be safe, and just to have fun and get some waves, and it's a great feeling, and you feel great, stoked, as you would say.
Yeah, I mean it's a weird surf scene in Sweden, because of the circumstances, but I think it's so like unique in a way, because
it's a novelty.
Yeah, it still is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though there's so many people surfing now, it's still like people kind of look at you in a weird way still. I think that's cool.
I remember parked the car down here outside Kosa. Still tourists around, still Germans and Norwegians, and they were just like, what the hell is that fella at? I was like, what are you guys at? Yeah.
Do you, you were saying you're a dad now and you surf longboards. Do you ever shred out on the short stuff as well? Yeah,
I've got a nice little quiver of shortboards, a bit more volume in them these days, but a beautiful Takayama Scorpion off Calais, Calais Goroda. Hello, Calais. Right. So I bought his beautiful red board, and he had set it up with a bonzer fin setup, and I had my first surf on it there last week off the place you were.
I think he referred to that board as the Porsche board.
It's insane. I couldn't believe how beautiful it was, and just cruisy and rippy and everything. Yeah. Do
you like that the ping pong ball technology?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
absolutely love it. It was brilliant. And then I have Machado Seaside and Beyond 6.6. Kind of save that for the big winter days when I'm traveling south of here.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. That's my go-to board for those days. And then I have a really fun little soft top, 7 foot slick bottom thing, Eric something, I don't know what it's called, but it's so forgiving, so easy.
Oh, the Flash.
Yeah, Flash. Yeah, I got one of those.
It's good for when you get really close to the shore.
Yeah, it's really good for some of the waves that are just beside the rocks here. Yeah, you can just let it go, and or if it's really difficult to get out in some places around here, which it can be.
Yeah,
that I take that out for those days, or even the heavy winter days when you have all the gear on and you're a bit tired and you need a bit of forgiveness and a bit of love. Yeah, I'll take that board out. Yeah.
Can you still do some proper turns though? Because I find them kind of soft tops. They're so soft, so they're hard to.
This one I find is flexing on me now, and all the deck is kind of wrinkling. I don't know if it's the heat or if it's I've been surfing it too much or just throwing it around a bit more than I should be.
Oh yeah.
But I had this past winter I had an incredible session, beautiful point break. And I was out with Calais there, and I was throwing it around a bit. He was like, I didn't know you could surf like that. So
you've been hiding it.
I'm one of those people, like I can have, like everyone else, I can have a really shit day and a really good day. And I had really bad luck in 2015, I had a bad surf accident in Hossegors.
Mm-hmm.
I was down there on a svensexa with some Scottish guys, and we went on a surf trip, and everyone rips that we're with, so it wasn't too heavy, but it was pretty heavy. But we were surfing every day. It was a great combo.
Mm-hmm.
But it was after the Quicksilver Pro. We were down kind of watching it, and we jumped in, and it was absolutely pumping that day. And a bit hungover, a bit tired, and got a few waves. And then on the way in, I caught one and tried to pop through the roof of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just tombstoned me onto the sand and got concussion. And I was absolutely wrote off for a whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's been the worst injury I've ever had, concussion. It's absolutely horrible. I prefer to break a leg any day. Just at least you're going to heal. Concussion was difficult because, number one, I had a newborn baby at home, and so yeah, I was pretty useless help, and I could only work a certain amount, and all I wanted to do when I come home, and like my partner was stressed with the kid at home and everything, all you want to do is basically go into a dark room in silence. And
it's like a brain fog almost.
Brain fog, absolutely. Just unable to focus, and just even work or just socializing or anything like that. And especially with surfing, I really lost everything.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the coordination anymore. I couldn't pop up. I was popping up all over the place. And for some reason, I had this kind of penguin stance every time I popped up. Like I just lost the proper click.
All right. Yeah.
I was popping up with 2 feet together, like I was skiing on the board. I just couldn't get it together. I was like, "What's going on?" And that's taken years to kind of just correct.
So you kind of lost your balance.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I was completely done.
But could you ride a bike or a skateboard or something?
I could ride bikes. Yeah, haven't skated in a good while, but no, that really did my surfing in big time for 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
Like really, I had to kind of relearn in a sense, and only in the past few years it's just kind of clicked again. And then I have those good sessions, and everything just connects together, and you catch a beautiful wave and bombing down the line, you see a friend, you do a big turn, slash in front of them, you're like, oh shit, I can do that again. So that's it's a nice feeling.
Did you have a moment when you felt like you were back from the dark room, so to speak?
Not really. I had the second child, and I kind of knew I had to snap out of it. I was kind of like, all right. And then my partner was fed up with me moaning and complaining about it, and
so it's like a vicious circle almost. You don't know what's the concussion and what's the depression. Yeah,
you get really low with it, and you kind of lose control. Yeah, it's a really horrible injury. So look after your head. And I don't surf alone at all. Even if I'm out in any of the point breaks or any of the islands or anything, like if I don't see anyone else out there, I won't go out there.
No,
because from the lifeguarding background and what's happened to me in the past, and I have a few friends, and I know you and a few other guys are loan sharks around here. You kind of, I'll paddle out in the middle of winter, and you guys are there, and I was like, Jesus Christ, you're here as well. Yeah, but yeah, you gotta be careful out there. You gotta tell people where you are, and surf with a friend, and have some sort of contact back. Because if you hit your head off the board or a rock or anything, you're done. Yeah.
Do you have a helmet?
No, I don't. I've had a lot of people threatening me, family and stuff, that I should be wearing a helmet, but I don't know. I feel it's not that heavy around here to be wearing one, but
famous last words.
Famous last words. Yeah, now I've jinxed it. Yeah. So I've seen a few people out in Layette and stuff with helmets and stuff, and you're just like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think the guy who surfed the best at my favorite spot, he always wears a helmet. So.
Tony, isn't it? Tony, yeah, I've seen him with the helmet a few times. Yeah,
I think I should go get one. But I mean, maybe it makes you not as careful too. You because you can hurt other parts of your body too.
You can, absolutely.
It makes you feel safe.
I've had some fin cuts and got some good whacks off the board and stuff, and we all know how that is. Yeah. And a lot of kind of secret spots around here are quite isolated.
Yeah.
So you gotta be really, really careful. You gotta, and that's just me coming from the lifeguard kind of scenario in the background, and I can see what can happen so quickly. And And if you see me out in the water and I'm looking at you and I'm looking around, I'm not trying to be weird or anything. I'm just making sure everyone's okay, because I can't relax in the water.
Okay.
Like, I just have to make just everyone okay. I see someone fall off a wave, I'll make sure that they're paddling back out.
Oh, wow.
And that just embedded from the lifeguarding days, because we had so many accidents, and so I've seen so many horrible surf accidents. So yeah, I'm kind of clued in, and like my partner, even a beautiful summer's day in Appavik, and there's no lifeguards on the beaches here, which I think is insane.
In Halmstad they have some, I think.
They have some up there in the tower, yeah, in the Ivory Tower. Yeah, but yeah, and fair play to them, they do a good job. And you don't have the swells, you still have the currents and stuff, and you still have people turning up. Sure, you can buy stand-up paddle boards in Lidl now, and Bill Team, man, everyone's getting blown offshore all the time. So it's just, yeah, I'm even, yeah, just a beautiful day in Appavik or whatever with the kids. I'm just watching everyone in the water, just making sure everyone's okay. And I've been in a few times, I grabbed a few people a few times.
Wow.
Especially that little rip at Solviken, just down from the rocks there at the car park.
Yeah.
Just small waves and just little kids paddling around. There's a real strong rip there. So, yeah, be careful.
But is it still enjoyable to go surfing, or do you get more stressed?
No, I really enjoy it. And I have the confidence in the water. Like, I used to be a competitive swimmer. I body surf. I'm really strong in the water. And I'm a very strong swimmer, and I know how to read the sea, and I know how everything works. So I feel very confident in the water, and I feel very calm. And I'm not too paranoid about it. It's just, I'm just looking out for other people.
That's
as well.
good.
Yeah.
So you should have a hat, yellow and red hat, and like, oh, there's Brian.
It's all right.
I feel safe now.
And 1,000 kroner per rescue, please.
Talking about body surfing.
Yeah.
Is that like a plan B for you when the waves are shit, or do you, because you do it a lot, right?
Do it a lot, yeah. I always have the hand plane and the fins with me, and it's usually a case of waves good, can't paddle anymore, legs are falling to pieces, go in, have a drink of water, take the fins and the hand plane out. And people might have seen me around out in some of the little reefs and stuff, just like, what the hell is that guy at?
Yeah, so like a month ago, I saw this clip on, I think his name is Nathan Oldfield. He's a photographer, videographer. He posted a clip of the Rastovich body surfing. Have you seen that clip?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
I think it's one wave for, I don't know, 1 minute or something.
Is that the one where he's surfing and then all of a sudden he jumps off the board and just keeps going?
Maybe he did that. I think I just saw the body surfing part.
Yeah, there's another part to it, like where he's just flying down the line and all of a sudden he just dumps his board and then just body surfs all the way down.
Oh, wow. So this was maybe only half of it.
It's half of it, I think, yeah.
That's even cooler. Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, I want to get rid of my boards.
Yeah, it's the best tool to have in the boot of the car or in the board bag. And like, I do a lot of camping with the family and a lot of kid traveling and all that stuff. There's not room for boards. No. But there's always a wetsuit, a hand plane and fins. So wherever I turn up, if there's a wave, I'll paddle out. Yeah, and just at least I catch a few waves and it just feels good, and just connecting, and you really get a feel for the wave. And yeah, you're not doing major nut stuff, like, but no, it's just love it, absolutely love it.
Have you been into that since way back?
Yeah, well, when we were lifeguarding, we were out in kind of big surf a lot with our can boys and stuff, and then in the evenings when the flags went down, we used to just go out with hand planes and fins, because we had fins all the time, because we had fins and the rescue buoy. Yeah. So we were quite kind of clued into swimming in the surf. So then one of the guys had a hand plane, and we're like, geez, give us a go with that. That looks like fun, because we're always just body surfing, just like getting water blasted up your wetsuit, double overhead, major beach break, and you're just like getting absolutely rode.
Sand up your nose. Like.
Yeah, it gets there. You don't have that same scenario here. There's no, across the water there or across in Kosa, the banks are a bit funny these days, so it's not as punchy as it used to be.
No, a lot of people say that.
Yeah,
I think
it's just full of seaweed and a bit sloppy and a bit kind of where to be. You're the only person that has it dialed in. So
not really, but I think if you look at the the other side of like where the entrance to the beach is. There's a lot of sand on that path. So I think it has moved.
It's blown up.
Yeah. In the last, I don't know, 5 years.
What are we going to do? Blame the ships?
I don't know. It comes and goes, I guess.
I think we need to get together as a group and just
shovel it back.
Sandbag it some summer evening, or just do something. Or I heard a story about that at home. The lads got a few wrecks of cars and they drove it out into the sea on a neap low tide.
Wow.
And they just left them there and said nothing and filled up with sand, and there was a perfect little point break all of a sudden.
No way.
But I think they got in a little bit of trouble. But
we should do it if it ever freezes. It happens like every 10 years.
Yeah.
Just dump a bunch of stuff on the ice.
Just drive out, just like get a dump truck and just it'd be fantastic. Just get all it needs is a few sandbags or something. We don't need any high tech concrete reef for any of that silliness. It'd be incredible. But
it has to be kind of a punchy wave for hand planes, right?
Yeah, you need a bit of push, absolutely. Apaviken and Layeth is not the best spot for it.
No.
So as I said, it was just basically when I'm done surfing, just done. Everyone knows that feeling. You just can't paddle anymore. I come back to the car, have some water, look at the clock. It's like, I don't have to be home for another 2 hours. So a hand plane gets out of the boot and fins, and I just swim around and just have fun. And then you might have had a shit surf or a good surf, but with the hand plane, you can always get the vision.
Yeah,
you can always pull into really heavy stuff. You can just go for it. And I just love swimming through waves and just catching madness, just going for it. Yeah.
But how do you keep from getting super exhausted though? Because I mean, the times I've lost my board, I'm done when I
when you have the fins in the hand plane, you're not bombing out. Like when you're surfing, you're duck diving, you're paddling hard. It's high energy, high intense.
Yeah.
Whereas with the hand plane and the fins, you're just because you can't really swim with it.
Oh, that's right.
So you can, but you're just kind of kicking gently and you're just going under the waves. You're out back within seconds.
All right. Yeah. So you're more floating than
you're
swimming.
you're just cruising out and you have more energy and you go for it. And this hand plane is from Bundoran. There's a coffee shop in Bundoran. A mate of mine, Adam, used to run. I don't know if he still runs it. I haven't confirmed that. But anyways, it's called Foam. Still going. Some people might know Noah Lane, the South African surfer who's living in Ireland now doing all the big wave stuff. He runs that coffee shop. But anyways, they had milk bottles or milk cartons in Ireland. They're all plastic. They're not these kind of Tetra Pak.
Yeah.
So like, what the hell? Like there's these big 2-liter jugs and just chuck them in the bin. What the hell are we going to do with this? So they came up with the idea of melting them down and making hand planes and fins out of them. So they got to... there's another group of creative guys in Ireland called Others. And
Others?
Others,
okay.
Yeah. So basically they came up with... they got kind of an aluminium press. And they melted down the old milk cartons, and all the colour in here is the milk carton tops, just the lids.
Oh, cool.
And they Adam gave me this a few years ago, and he said, try this out, and I absolutely loved it. It's the best thing I've ever had, and I bought it for wedding presents for my friends, and
it looks beautiful even if you're not a body surfer.
Yeah, it's really fantastic, and it's got a cork deck on it and beautiful strap, and there's a lovely concave in it, and it just goes like I have one of those big Slade massive fiberglass. It looks like a mini surfboard, but it's just a pain in the ass.
Okay, it's too big.
Yeah, I give it to my buddy in Stockholm now. He's out in Tora messing around. So if you see a grey-haired Kiwi guy messing around in Tora, that's Tim. Stay away from him.
Oh, was that the guy who was here this summer?
That was him, yeah. He's from Raglan. So
he looked a bit, I don't know. It was like he came from Raglan to onshore messy.
He was, well, we had a few pints the night before. So it was, he wasn't really, he's not really, he's a really good fun guy and fun body surfer and he's got a house there on the point at Manu Bay. So,
wow.
But so hand planing, just love it.
Does the concave make a lot of difference?
To tell you the truth, I'm not too sure. Like this one, look at this, it's got channels. Wow, that's going to make a major difference.
Especially here in the super clean waves. Right?
Yeah, I can imagine if you have super, super clean waves like in California and Ireland or Hawaii, yeah, that might make a difference. But when you're pricking around here, it's fine.
Yeah, can I have a look at that one?
Yeah, it's just fun.
It's really cool.
I think we should get together in Barberg and have a little company that makes these.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Återbruk something. Melt down, like every time I walk up a beacon, I find about 5 or 6 fins. Maybe we can melt them down and make handplanes out of them.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I did an interview with, he's like a marketing guy from IKEA.
Yeah.
And they did a small limited edition thing with Rob Machado, out of all people, and Cassia Medor.
Yeah.
And they made handplanes. I think it's birch wood.
I'm really pissed off. I missed that.
Yeah. I got 2 for my kids, but they're flat. There's no concave.
Yeah.
And there's not a strap like this. You hold your hand through it.
But I will say that I have tried flat ones before. And when you are planing, it's like just like skipping on the water.
Oh, okay.
Whereas this is, you feel the lift. It's like you really have to push down. Like with the other flat hand planes, you're just kind of skimming and you might just get a bit of direction. With this, I can actually steer on the wave. I can actually go up and down. And
okay. Well, I like the strap way better than the handle because it feels like you create drag.
You're just creating drag, yeah. So it's not a big thing, but it's one of my favorite toys. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I feel like getting one. And do you like kick intensely to catch the waves, or how do you?
No, you don't have to. Same as surfing, you just have to be like, if you're a good surfer, all you got to do is 1-2 when you're away. You just have to be
in theory.
Yeah. But in Ireland, it's a different story because you're paddling against gale force offshore winds, so you're just blasted in the ice. But no, you just got to be in the zone and you just do a little gentle kick and have proper surf fins. And I've tried every surf fin under the sun, and I'm on Churchill's at the moment. I've been...
What are they called? Churchill's?
Churchill's, yeah, the original kind of swim fins, and tried the Vipers and all the other guys.
All right. What about Duffin?
Duffin, I've seen them make a major comeback now. Yeah, there seems to be, they've got lovely little kind of V rails on the side. And yeah, I mean, that's might be my next... drunken purchase.
Is that the way it works?
Late at night, it's like, no, that'll do. Klarna, okay, fair enough.
Klarna is devious.
I'm just like, what the hell is that in the post? What the hell did I order? But we'll see.
Yeah, but you seem to have even though like you have a stressful job and tiny like surf, what did you call it?
Window,
yeah. You have a very like relaxed attitude towards going out surfing. It's not like stressful. I have to catch the waves.
No, I'm not intense surfer. If I miss it, I miss it. And if it's and it's quantity versus quality here. And I'm just happy to live in Varberg, and I love this town. It's been an absolute game changer for my life and my family's life. Just slip all the city bullshit. Like there's different levels of stress. You have kids and you have house and mortgage and work and commuting and everything. And if you can just remove one of those things from your life, it just gets a bit easier. Yeah. So it's just been a lot easier living here. We still have the normal shit problems with family and all that stuff, and we're all killing each other at home. But yeah, it's been really, really great moving here, and I really enjoy being down here. Yeah.
Do you go surfing with your kids? Have they been?
Yeah,
how old are they?
Ronan is 9 and Liam is 6.
Okay, so they're just starting maybe.
Yeah, Ronan started last year, and he's going down the line already in Layet, and got him a 4.3 and cool. Boots.
4.3. I thought you meant 4'3".
No, he's out in an 8 foot AB foamy, like.
Of course.
He's loving it, and really proud to see them going for it. And Liam gives it a go every so often. We're out in Costa there a few weeks ago, and he was loving it. Yeah, he caught his first proper wave, and of course he was better than his brother all of a sudden. And they're going to cost me a fortune in a few years with wetsuits, but I have enough boards now to pass around. And
that's good.
Yeah.
it's a good reason to buy an extra one for yourself too.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking forward to the surf trip with the boys in the future when they're a bit more teenagers and a bit more confident in the water and a bit more safe in the water. And
do they go out on the hand planes as well?
No, they've never tried it. No, but I did teach them how to body surf by just swimming into waves, and they've got it. The two of them. Liam wouldn't be as strong swimmer as Ronan. Like Ronan's in Varberg Sim, but like he just got it. He just I was like, okay, you need to be as flat as possible, time the wave like this, and then once they got that, it's just every day. If there's no waves, it's boring going to the beach. Just like, is there waves today? There might be. Oh, if there's no waves, we're not going to the beach. It's like, come on, it's a beautiful day. Like, let's go to the beach anyways. Yeah, they're like, ooh. So yeah, it's only if there's waves they'll go. They refuse to go in the water. Yeah.
Well, what are the best, if you could give 3 pointers to me, how to get barreled on a just body surfing?
I think it's a simple game. You have to be able to swim.
Yeah.
You have to know how to read the waves. And you got to go for it.
Okay. Easy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you just need to find out. Like, I remember I used to be a kite surf instructor. That's how I kind of got to know Varberg. When I moved to Sweden, I was working in surfbussen in Kungsholmen. So I used to be down here with my buddy Fernando a good bit, and we used to drive a husbil or a camper van, as you would say, with like a lot of kids down from Stockholm.
Oh.
So we used to pick them up at 6 o'clock in the evening on a Friday, and we'd drive down through the night down here, and we'd just basically pull up, and they'd be drinking and playing poker all the way, and it was a bit annoying. And then we teach them how to kite surf in Appavik or Leyet or down in Björkeng, and then feed them and then drive them back to Stockholm. So that's how I got to know this town. And then basically someone knocked on our door one Sunday evening after Christmas 3 years ago and said, I want to buy your house or roadhus. And I was like, well, okay, well, let's do it.
Is that where it has come to in Stockholm? You have to knock on the doors.
Yeah, it was a bidding war for the house next door. So the people that lost out kind of came over and said, can we buy your house? And we were thinking about moving anyways, but we were like, okay, we had 2 really good jobs in Stockholm. I was working at Merman Architect there. It was a great job there. And my partner had a really good job. And we were like, okay, are we doing the Uppsala thing or Västerås or Nynäshamn closer to Tor and Pendla distance? We have to Pendla a bit more, but we're closer to the sea. I was like, no, fuck it. Like, let's go to Varberg. So we basically just came down here for a weekend. We hired the Airbnb down there at Appaviken with Erik Diding. Beautiful little Airbnb. And
the red one that
the little stuga just up the road here. So we stayed there for the weekend, and Susanna hadn't been down here before. The kids hadn't been here, and everyone was just like, okay. So I was back in the car the weekend after, down at Wiesning after Wiesning after Wiesning. But there was six weeks up and down the road just trying to find a house here. Yeah. And it was in the middle of COVID, and prices were insane, and paid way too much for the house. But anyways.
It's good. Yeah, it was probably for the best.
Yeah, but what was your question anyways? I forgot. I went on a rant.
Can't remember. But the big question, to sum it all up, is boards. What are they good for?
Riding.
Yeah. That's
riding.
it.
That's it.
And you don't even need them.
No, you can use a hand plane.
The mini board.
You don't even need a hand plane. You just get out there and swim in the waves and get to know the waves and get to know how the ocean works and get to know how to read waves and know where to take off and go with the flow.
Yeah, that's good. I usually finish up with a little game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have listened to the podcast before.
I've listened to them all. I've done my research.
It's I call it one time, always, never.
Yeah.
And I name...
Everyone gets a bit confused with this one, but I'll try anyways.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah. But there's... I name 3 spots, and you get to choose one. You surf once more.
Yeah.
And one forever, and one you can just live without.
Okay.
First option, always Kåsa Beach.
Okay.
Without the sandbags or with whatever. And somewhere well-known in Ireland is, I guess, the peak at Bundoran.
We'll take Eastkey instead.
Okay, yeah, that's probably as well known.
It's a nice wave. Yeah.
The left or the right?
The right. Yeah.
And the bodyboard, or like slab of all slabs, is the wedge in Newport Beach.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. I'd love to lifeguard there. But
so those 3 are your options.
So I'd like to do the wedge once and just let it go.
Yeah. With your life on the line.
Yeah. And
with the board or just body surfing?
Lifeguarding or body surfing, I would say. Yeah. Or even I grew up bodyboarding, so yeah, so I'm a original sponger.
I've only seen one bodyboarder in Sweden.
I have the bodyboard here in the house. You might see me with the hand plane.
Maybe it was you, but it was when did you move here?
3 years ago.
Oh, I was in town.
I've even had at the back of the castle. That was me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was me.
I've
even taken the bodyboard out in Layat. That was a load of fun. Yeah. Everyone was just like, "What's that idiot at?" Yeah.
But bodyboarding is really core.
It's a whole different level at home. Those guys are the ones that are discovering all the waves.
Yeah,
they're the ones that are, and that's what I was doing when I started surfing. Like, that's the only way to find those new waves, because I was surfing up in North Mayo with a bunch of older guys than me who were kind of okay surfers, and they were just like, I was the guinea pig. So they used to send me out in the bodyboard just to test this slab, and I went for it, and if it was surfable for me, they'd jump in. So
he survived, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So bodyboarding all the way, all surfcraft all the way. It doesn't matter what you ride, as long as you're having fun.
What about the levitating stuff?
Foiling, I haven't had a midlife crisis yet. My boss Donald is on it.
Yeah.
He loves it, and I appreciate it. I'm very tempted.
Yeah.
I really want to try, but I'd give everyone a bit of room.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be taken over a peak or something. Like, you don't need to be taken off where everyone is, just where it's pitching on everyone. So
no,
just enjoy the swell lines. And Jens, who I've got to know, like, I've seen him doing a few downwinders from Jätterön down to Layet or into here. I'd just love to do a downwinder sometime. I'd love to try that. So when the midlife crisis kicks in.
How old are you now?
40.
Yeah.
And when I get paid for this podcast, I'll have enough money to buy a foil. So
you have to sell a car or something. They're super expensive.
They're crazy expensive sport. But no, it'll happen someday.
Yeah.
But I'm not that tempted. I'm just happy keeping it simple. Board, leash, wetsuit, go. And as I said, I'm a crap kite surfer, absolutely. But I just find all the gear, just stuff with too much gear, is just such a pain in the ass. And it's just like, you throw up your kite, there's some line wrong, there's a pulley wrong or something. There's something wrong with one piece of your kit and your session's over.
Yeah.
Whereas a board, you can just stick a bit of duct tape on it. You can pull a piece of fence off, a piece of rope off the beach and stick it on your leg and go for it. You're still going to get a wave. Yeah. So
it's simple.
But anyways, your question was
so back to the options.
The wedge once in life and forget about it.
Yeah.
Kosa forever, and
the e-ski, I think it was.
Or was it e-ski?
Yeah,
e-ski. I'll give it one more go.
Oh wow, that's big up to Kosa then.
Yeah. Well, it's close to home. It's only 5 minutes from the house, and get a wave and
yeah. We didn't get to surf e-ski. I think it was the wrong tide or the wrong direction or something. Yeah. But it looked, you could see the potential for sure.
Yeah, it's trade winds in Ireland are southwest, so it's offshore there.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and it looked, but it was, I think it was low tide. And
it wasn't really mid push, yeah, I think. That's the thing about Ireland as well. It's so fickle with the tides as well. So you have three aspects. You have the swell direction, wind direction, wind strength, and then tides, and then topography. That's
what I like about surfing in Sweden. It's like 10 plus, it's on.
It's just onshore, blowing on, it's working. There's waves where you can be driving around for hours in Ireland just trying to find a wave, because some place is just like, the tide's dropping and it's a bit too close to the rocks, or it's a bit too fickle, the wind is too strong on it, it's too...
I get confused even on the east coast of Sweden. Like searching for waves.
Yeah, it's you need to be dialed in. Like, and I find it so hard to read the waves here. Sometimes when you want it to be really good, but I think I've nearly got it. Yeah, especially a bit further south than here.
It's cool, but Kosa forever. I like that.
Yeah, it's you've did the slogan, and I think it's stuck with everyone's head, and we all know there's a wave there, and it's all close to home. So happy days.
Sweet, but thanks for coming and sharing your background in surfing.
No worries. And, thanks for having me.
But I'm all into handplanes now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one of your. Can you get these online?
You can. I had a look last night, actually, just out of curiosity, because I knew it was coming on to see if they're available, but they're out of stock. I think they finished there. The kind of UK environmentally friendly, if you want to call it that, kind of outdoor clothing brand has basically
UK Patagonia kind of.
Yeah, exactly. They have them in all the stores now. So I think they kind of. There's only 2 guys making them. So
they're not drinking enough milk.
Exactly. Or maybe they've gone to Tetra Pak and they're screwed and there's no materials anymore. But maybe we can start making something like this in Varberg.
Yeah. Look out.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
And I'll see you in the water maybe in a week or something.
Yeah.
Looks like something coming.
To be something coming.
It's a bit slow now, but comes and goes.
We'll get there.
Cool.
Trevlig helg.
Trevlig helg.
Hej då.
Ciao.
Tack.